The next question is from Igor. Although there are a lot of questions on this topic, I'll read it in wording by Igor. Valery Viktorovich, television series The Game of Thrones has just ended. You have mentioned several times that this TV show can be of some interest, since it reflects a possible chain of events in the world, and the result seems to be clear and pleasant for our country. The North, Russia, got independence. The throne of 6 kingdoms was taken by a man from the North, Russia again. And there are many other moments that inspire: the victory over the White Walkers, the victory over tyranny, an obvious change of ruling families, and so on. But is everything really so straightforward? Do a bright future and independence lie ahead of us? What did you personally see in the last episodes of the series? What did you personally pay your attention to? And what would you draw our attention to?
First of all, please note that this interpretation of the Game of Thrones is absolutely wrong. If Russia is depicted as the kingdom of the north within the 7 kingdoms of Westeros, then please explain to me where is the wall in the north of this kingdom of the north that protects from some kind of walkers. But if you move the events in Westeros to a different location, you will see interesting analogies with the events of the unification of the 6 kingdoms, Chinese kingdoms, into one empire. Very interesting analogies. And there is a wall that protects them from the north. If we continue this analogy, the wildlings are the people of Siberia and Central Asia, and the White Walkers are us, Russians. This is the task they are working on. They are creating a government concentration center out of China. They put everything down in plain terms: dragons, biological weapon, and the clash of different civilizations. And by the way, they don't understand Russia at all. They cannot even describe clearly the conflict with the White Walkers. They left at night with the lights. Something happened there. The lights went out. What is it? What do they mean? In fact, what is happening over there? So the Game of Thrones is one of those governing elements that must trigger a brainstorm within the population. Through computer games, through graphomania scribbling, some would want to continue certain plot lines. And by collecting this information, feedback, an effective governing model will be developed with the solution of this particular task. Russia is the White Walkers who must be destroyed. Just look how the events develop further according to the plot. The subject that had the greatest impact on the unification of Westeros remained a separate kingdom, the North. But look, in relation to China, Great Britain is really a northern country. And even if geographically it is depicted as an enclave somewhere in China, it doesn't matter. The main thing is that the subject of governance remains suprastate, and it produces the governor who leads people to explore the territory beyond the wall. A representative of this suprastate governing entity is leading people, and he is armed with a sword to fight the White Walkers, just in case. But this is because he led people to explore the territory beyond the wall, the northern territory. In general, I must say that when interpreting the whole saga by certain analogies with China, its message becomes very clear. And as for the cinema language of the last season, it is very primitive. The main thing is to simply understand and correctly define this scheme, who is who and what is what. I repeat, the Game of Thrones is a part of the creation of an effective center of governance concentration based in China.
So we can rephrase the idea of Game of Thrones as a brainstorm for the population worldwide.
That's right. Certain ideas are deliberately introduced into the world, and the feedback on this TV show suggests a solution of governing tasks that the superstate governance faces. The main thing is to build a certain matrix. Who and how will continue to make up plot lines and think them through to serve as the basis for task solving is secondary. Many of those who misinterpreted the symbolic meaning for Russia will begin to create different scenarios for the Kingdom of the North. They, broadly speaking, will generate some solutions against themselves. As for China, this country is very effectively fitted in. The third Ukrainian-Chinese meeting under the One Belt, One Road project took place this week. China is being fitted into the new global governance. In this regard, they are considering the issue of Russia's partition into several souvenir states that would be consolidated under that governance. So China, as a representative of the superstate governance center, on its way to explore the territory.